The Supreme Court just ruled that most of Trump's tariffs were illegal, and it changed absolutely nothing. The legal chess match nobody's talking about. February 2026. The Supreme Court rules 6-3. The International Emergency Economic Powers Act does not authorize tariffs. This should have killed 61% of the trade war. Overnight. IEEPA was passed in 1977. It was designed for genuine emergencies. Freezing hostile assets, sanctions, not tariffs on sneakers and steel, but the administration used it as the legal backbone for the entire trade war. 61% of all tariff increases. Running through one law, and the court said no. 6-3. His court, his justices, voting against his trade war. So that should be the end of the story, right? The Supreme Court speaks. The tariffs fall. Done. It wasn't. Within hours of the ruling, the administration started reimposing tariffs. Not under IEEPA, that door was closed. They found two other doors. Section 232. National Security. Section 122. Balance of Payments. Two Cold War-era statutes that almost nobody had heard of. Section 122 had never been used for broad tariffs in modern history. It was designed as a temporary emergency measure. 150 days, max, for balance of payments crises. Not sweeping trade policy. The administration stretched it to cover everything the court just struck down, like water finding cracks in a wall. Between the ruling and the reimposition, there was a window, 48 to 72 hours, where some tariffs technically didn't apply. Major importers scrambled. Companies tried to rush shipments through customs at suddenly lower rates before the new legal authority kicked in. A 72-hour Black Friday for international shipping. Then the new tariffs landed, and the window slammed shut. So step back. How did we get here? The president's power to set tariffs isn't really in the Constitution. Article 1, Section 8. The power to lay tariffs belongs to Congress, but Congress has been giving that power away for 90 years. It started with the Reciprocal Trade Agreements Act, 1934. Congress said, you handle trade deals. We're busy. Then more laws followed. More delegations. More loopholes. Trade Expansion Act, 1962. That's where Section 232 comes from. Trade Act of 1974. That's Section 122. IEEPA 1977. Emergency Economic Powers. A patchwork of old statutes, written decades apart, for completely different reasons. Congress never imagined they'd be used like this, and nobody challenged it, for decades. Until now. If the court says IEEPA never authorized tariffs, then every tariff collected under IEEPA was collected without legal authority. Hundreds of billions of dollars, collected over years, from American businesses, under a law that apparently didn't allow it, which raises the obvious question. Do they get refunds? Hundreds of billions in tariffs, paid under authority that the Supreme Court says never existed. That question is unresolved. Right now, as you're watching this. So does the president actually have the power to reshape global trade? Or has the system been running on legal duct tape for decades? The court answered one question in February 2026, but it exposed a dozen more. The next legal challenge is already being filed. Section 232 is in the crosshairs. Section 122 right behind it. The trade war didn't end. It just changed courtrooms. And this story is far from over. If you like stories like these, please like and subscribe.